When the sun begins to scorch people with great heat, I hope you will not expect the media to tell you that the fourth bowl has been poured. And when there is hyperinflation and food scarcity, I hope you will not look to your governments for solutions. How about when a third of mankind is killed with fire, smoke, and brimstone? Will you wait for the media to tell you that the sixth trumpet has been blown? Beloved, when you start seeing people killing each other as peace is taken from the world, make sure that you are already spiritually and mentally prepared to endure until the end. Because those who place their faith on themselves and on their possessions are willingly walking straight into the lake of fire. While the world is busy preparing those who are asleep for the lies they'll be telling them once the events spoken of in scripture start occurring, I would like us to look at some of these events and try to see how Satan's media will lie to the masses, because his lies have long been prepared and most of them are already being taken as truth by most people. But since we know the voice of the chief shepherd, we follow him, and we shall not be led astray, because we have placed all our faith in him and we show him our love by keeping his commands. Let's start with Revelation 6 verse 3 to 4. When he opened the second seal, I heard the second living creature saying, "Come and see." Another horse, fiery red, went out, and it was granted to the one who sat on it to take peace from the earth, and that people should kill one another, and there was given to him a great sword. Please notice that this word is in italics, meaning that it was an addition, so this verse could also include nations as well. But do you expect media to say the killings, social unrest, and wars are occurring because the Lamb of Elohim has opened the second seal? Of course not. Currently, tensions are rising between nations like Iran and Israel, the US and China, and there is still the ongoing Russia and Ukraine war. However, tensions are not only limited to nations, but within communities, crime and murders are on the rise. And it is clear that at some point these cases are going to be extreme.
Nationwide, crime is dominating the headlines here in America. The Council on Criminal Justice says violent crimes have become more common over the past 4 years.
In South Africa, violent crime is soaring, with the murder rate now at a 20-year high. Since 2012, murders have jumped up by 77%.
Although this seal has not yet been opened, we can already see that in many places around the world, public murders are slowly becoming the norm. And there are also tensions between people or citizens and their governments.
Everything came to shut down because of the ministers are just sitting back, collecting fat lump money and not worrying about the poor. We want water! We want water! We want water!
Farmers threw eggs and stones at the European Parliament, also set fires in the area to press EU leaders to do more to help them with taxes and rising costs.
It is clear to see that when this seal is opened, things will be much worse. But when you hear of wars and commotions, do not be terrified, for these things must come to pass first, but the end will not come immediately. That's Luke 21 verse 9. Beloved, as we continue to see these things, we should always remember that these things should take place first, before the return of the true Messiah. When he opened the third seal, I heard the third living creature say, "Come and see." So I looked, and behold, a black horse. He who sat on it had a pair of scales in his hand, and I heard a voice in the midst of the four living creatures saying, "A quart of wheat for a denarius, and 3 quarts of barley for a denarius, and do not harm the oil and the wine." That's Revelation 6 verse 5 to 6. The opening of this seal will lead to inflation and hyperinflation on food prices. And the way the economy is moving at the moment, it is preparing people for the realities that are ahead. Do you expect Satan's media to say the rising prices are occurring because the Messiah has opened the third seal? Or do you expect these things to be blamed on supply chain issues, tensions between nations, etc.? These are just examples of the things they will say to try to explain away the seals. I am not saying these things will not be actually resulting in food scarcity. All I am saying is that media will not be giving people the actual cause of it all. Therefore, it is very important to have a proper perspective of what is happening so that you are not led astray. As believers, we should not be part of the chaos. We should be set apart and keep our eyes focused on Yahusha. When he opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth living creature saying, "Come and see." So I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and the name of him who sat on it was Death, and Hades followed with him. And power was given to them over a fourth of the earth, to kill with sword, with hunger, with death, and by the beasts of the earth. That's Revelation 6 verse 7 to 8. So when 25% of the world is killed because of wars, hunger, and beasts of the earth, will you expect media to tell you that the fourth seal has been opened? The current world population is 8.1 billion people, so 25% is a little over 2 billion people that could die when the fourth seal is opened. I believe that media will give the same reasons as when the second and third seals were opened. And believe me, Satan's media will not run out of new lies to tell people. However, in all that chaos, let no one deceive you by any means, for that day will not come unless the falling away comes first and the man of sin is revealed, the son of perdition, who opposes and exalts himself above all that is called Elohim, or that is worshipped, so that he sits as Elohim in the temple of Elohim, showing himself that he is Elohim. When all these things are happening, we should not believe anyone who says the return of Yahusha has come, because there has to be a falling away first. And I truly believe that the pre-tribulation rapture doctrine will be a contributor in the falling away from the faith of many, because they expect all these events to happen after they have been taken to heaven. And when their false hope collapses, they will lose faith in Messiah and they will follow the false Messiah. The chaos, death, and hunger that will be in the world will strengthen their calls for unity, coexistence, tolerance, and world peace. And they will push more and more for their one world government and one world religion. Remember, Yahusha said, "Take heed that no one deceives you, for many will come in my name saying, 'I am the Messiah,' and will deceive many. And you will hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you are not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there will be famines, pestilences, and earthquakes in various places. All these are the beginning of sorrows." That's Matthew 24 verse 4 to 8. I looked when he opened the sixth seal, and behold, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hay, and the moon became like blood, and the stars of heaven fell to the earth, as a fig tree drops its late figs when it is shaken by a mighty wind. Then the sky receded as a scroll when it is rolled up, and every mountain and island was moved out of its place, and the kings of the earth, the great men, the rich man, the commanders, the mighty man, every slave, and every free man hid themselves in the caves and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, "Fall on us, and hide us from the face of him who sits on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath has come, and who is able to stand?" Beloved, I do see media blaming these events on climate change and on fake space activities. The great earthquake, moving mountains and islands could be blamed on climate change. When the sun turns black as sackcloth of hay and the moon becomes like blood, NASA, SpaceX, and others will give media the appropriate lies. For example, the sun becoming black could be blamed on a solar eclipse. The stars that will fall on the earth will be blamed on comets, meteorites, etc. And as you have seen before, our governments will introduce various solutions to the problems. All those solutions will be aimed at controlling you. and some controls will be aimed at persecuting believers. The rich are already preparing for these events given the booming business of doomsday bunkers. And most recently, there was this story.
The top 1% are building bunkers. Mark Zuckerberg is constructing one in Hawaii, and it's worth $270 million, $270 million. It's almost like a status symbol now. But why do the super rich need bunkers?
This is further proof that the world is really under great deception. I heard people asking questions like, what does he know that we don't know?
What he building a $270 million bunker? What do he know that we don't know, Cat?
As believers, we know that these events have long been prophesied, and people like Mark have also been told about these coming events, but from the perspective of Satan. And most of them have been given false promises by the devil, and they are working very hard to ensure that Satan's plans are fulfilled. But since you know the truth, remember Luke 17 verse 22 to 24. Then he said to the disciples, the days will come when you desire to see one of the days of the Son of Man, and you will not see it. And they will say to you, look here, or look there. Do not go after them or follow them. For as the lightning that flashes out of one part under heaven shines to the other part under heaven, so also the Son of Man will be in his day. Beloved, when the Son of Man comes, all eyes will see him. And so we should not believe in any other coming that is secret or that is seen by certain people in some locations. Behold, he is coming with clouds, and every eye will see him, even they who pierced him, and all the tribes of the earth will mourn because of him. Even so, Amen. That's Revelation 1 verse 7. If that Messiah is not seen by everyone, then it is not the true Messiah. Remember, the order we expect is that peace will be taken and there will be chaos, and there will be a falling away. The Antichrist will be revealed, and many will follow him. Saints will be persecuted, and Yahushua, our Messiah, will return after all these things have happened. This list is only meant to show you that the true Messiah will come after the Antichrist is revealed. Beloved, I pray that the things that were said in this video will help you in trying to discern the lies of the media. And please read the whole Bible for yourself and focus on your relationship with the Most High through Yahushua, our Messiah. Please help me spread the truth by liking this video and by sharing it with your friends and family. Thank you for watching, and may favor and peace be multiplied in your lives. Hallelujah. Praise be unto Yahuwah.